This is not the place for you to be. So let's have fun, let's get messy. Throw on your unitard and come with me. Welcome to the slop. Now let's get sloppy. Let's get sloppy.
Yes, that's right. The Slop is back here for another season here on Rob Has a Podcast. And very excited to welcome in the patrons of Rob Has a Podcast for this patron exclusive edition this year of the Slop here on Monday nights. And I'm very excited to have this person back with me who helped launch the Slop last summer. Here she is back with us. It's the great Jenny Autumn.
Hello. I'm so ready to get sloppy. This is my favorite Big Brother podcast.
Sloppy season.
Yeah, I feel like this is what Big Brother podcasting always needed. And I'm so glad that it wasn't a BB22 exclusive and that we're carrying it on, because my goodness, this has been one sloppy week of Big Brother. So I'm absolutely thrilled and honored to be able to kick off the season of the Slop again. So
yes, very excited to be here with you, to be with the patrons here. We're going to do these about 6 p.m. Eastern on Monday nights, and I want this to be interactive and just talking with the chat here live here. Of course, if you're listening to the podcast version, we have a video version of this. We tend to do a lot of video elements as part of the Slop, and of course, you could see those on YouTube. Or in the Facebook group if you look up the video after the fact. So very excited to be back here. And Jenny, what's new with you?
Not a ton. Just kind of, I wasn't ready for Big Brother. I'll be quite honest. I was not that excited. I was very just like, you know what? I could have waited a little bit longer. We had a big break last year between Big Brother seasons because of COVID and All-Stars starting late, and I didn't feel excited. But oh my goodness, I am loving it so far. I really like this cast. We've gotten first week feeds, which is very seldom that we get that. And we've gotten so many gems thanks to that. So I've been having a good time with it so far. It's been great.
It's been a great start to the season. Yeah. We got a wild first week.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with the eviction, but seems like an acceptable potential outcome of the first week.
And I feel like the things that have been happening have been for like the best drama. You know what I mean? I feel like the things that just keep happening, you're like, of course that's what happened. That's great. That's going to make things even wilder, and it's giving us more things to talk about. It's making sure that Taryn has those 1.5 live feed updates every day. Yeah. I'm happy. It's great.
Everybody's staying fed with the Big Brother.
We're eating. We are absolutely eating. Yes.
Yeah. So that's great. If you were joining us for the first time for the Slop, if you missed it in the theme song, if you watch BB for the strategy, this is not the place for you to be, because we're here to talk about all of the nonsense here on the Big Brother 23 and in the world of alumni. And I think we can actually talk about even more nonsense this year, because we're in the patron podcast feed, which I think is a little bit of a more that we're amongst friends. And maybe that might get us in trouble, but it seems like that we can really talk about the people in the house, the people, the Big Brother alumni, some of the crazy stuff that goes on in the world of Big Brother. And we don't necessarily have to worry about Paulie Calafiore killing me.
That's not something we want. Especially because Paulie Calafiore in recent years is very yoked, and that's not someone you want to be getting into.
Stay crushing it.
Yeah, he'll stay crushing you.
No, and also seemingly a crazy person.
So yeah. And by that, it's not even Paulie that you need to be careful with. you know, if you just mention his brother, you also have Polly coming for you. So you really had to be careful.
My brother Cody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we can talk about whatever we want. We have less to worry about with people snitching on us to the people that we talk about. So we can
No
get
snitching.
into, yeah, this is fun. This is
Yeah.
like, what I always dreamed of podcasting about Big Brother.
Kick your shoes off and, make yourself at home. Throw on a bucket hat and let's talk some shit.
Okay, good. And so we probably will have some live feed spoilers that we will just get into. But again, we're not really going to break down the evictions or anything like that. And again, there probably is going to be maybe more adult language or topics talked about than in your typical run-of-the-mill Big Brother podcast.
Yes.
Just saying that up front. And then also, what we want you to do is all week long, if you see stuff worthy of being talked about on the Slop, you can use the link. Rob has a website.com/get sloppy. And of course, that in the different bucket hats that we have, we will often talk about ridiculous live feed clips, moments from the TV show that somehow passed that we didn't talk about on the recap, things on the Big Brother Instagram page, things on the Big Brother Facebook page, things in Big Brother Twitter in general, alumni news, crazy concepts, all sorts of questions for us, all things that fall into the purview of the Slop. Okay? All right. So, Jenny, it's been a tradition going back to the Summer of Stein that we like to talk about the intro to a Big Brother season. And that seems like a great place to kick off this season of the Slop.
I feel like it's wrong without Eric Stein, but at the same time, like Eric's living his life and we have to live ours. And I just don't feel like we can just let this go without properly paying attention to it. And giving the fair analysis it deserves.
Well, I hope we have a chance to talk to Eric this summer. We'll see. Eric is newlywed, and so if he has some time, we'll definitely try to see if we can get him in here for.
I think he was at
Slop.
I think he was at like a premiere party. I'm pretty sure I saw like a photo. I swear maybe this was a fever dream. I don't know. I took a Robaxacet before I went to sleep last night. Maybe I made this up. But I'm pretty sure I saw like one from like a watch party and he was in one of the photos. So maybe he's actually paying attention.
Are you sure it wasn't a dream like Frenchie?
Last night I had a dream that
there were no fish in the photos. So
okay. All right. Well, Jenny, let's take a look at the BB23 intros and just try to figure out like what are they telling us about each of these characters that we're seeing, the 16 new players playing in this season. Okay. Good. So let's go ahead and watch our Big Brother 23 intro. And so, okay, we'll describe what's going on for the podcast listeners. Here we go. Big Brother 23 intro. First off, what do you think of the new color palette?
I'm loving it. Okay, the aesthetics of the graphics this season, much better. They got the new logo with the neon. I think it's looking a lot more modern without being like too time specific, if that makes sense. I'm very the aesthetic, and I care about this kind of stuff. And I will say much happier. I feel like they're getting somewhere with this.
Okay. Well, I love it so far. Okay. Rebranding all around. Okay. So let's talk about our first two house guests coming up. Okay. First up. Okay. Asa, and she's got like a dance going on.
Yeah. She's got her hands up. She's shaking her hips. There might be like some snapping going on.
Yeah. Okay.
She's showing some personality. I mean, I think that of all the dancing, because I feel I would never dance. I would never dance. But
what would you do, Jenny? What would your pose be?
God, I really don't know. I think that that's the problem is because I think that it's all
you don't want
terrible.
to do it for us?
Like, Has anyone ever done something like really corny, like the
Oh no, I think somebody has done that.
like the
Jenny is
yeah.
holding her nose, and
Well, I'm looking at my hat and I've got like the water with the ducks, and so it's like I'm picturing like, you know, I'm going swimming.
Mhm. Yeah. Let me see. God,
So
let me work on mine.
Okay, yeah, what do you got,
like
Rob?
I want to do sort of like a sitcom intro, like.
Okay. Oh yeah. Do you get a prop? Because like it would be
I
nice
don't
to
know.
be
I
able,
feel like some people get like a hula hoop and stuff like that. If you
Or
have a
like-
prop.
like take a sip of the
Yeah. Oh,
point?
that's
a little bit of a point.
I'm gonna spill the tea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if you have a prop, it's so much easier because otherwise it's like, what do I do with my hands? That's half of the reason I have a cup during podcasts, because
Mhm.
sometimes I'm just like, what do I do with my hands? So
Yeah.
props to the people that are just making it work. But I just feel like dancing is risky. But Aza, like, her dancing was not bad. So I'm fine with this. This can stay.
Okay. All right. So far so good.
Yeah.
Is that the dress she wore into the house on
is.
night one? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Seems like that these were maybe filmed right before they went into the house because they're all seemingly wearing the same clothes.
This would be the worst part of casting for me. I would hate this.
Which part? The outfit?
Having to film your thing knowing that it's going to be in the opening credits and it's going to be on every episode. Like that
Mhm.
would be the most stressful. The interviews, the casting, like all of that stuff, that would be fine. This moment is where I would choke, and they would probably just be like, okay, you know what, we can get an alternate. Like, because this is so stressful.
All right, here comes Travis. What's Travis going to do here? Travis is, he jumped.
Surfs up.
He gave us, a little bit of surfs up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So here's where it gets confusing. So Aza is wearing the dress she wore on the premiere night.
Mm-hmm.
Travis is shirtless in a pair of like periwinkle swim trunks.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I does it matter when they filmed it? Do they just say like, okay, well, no, you're not going to wear a shirt? I just want to understand. Yeah. Did they give them the choice? Did they say, would you like to wear this dress that you're already in, or, you know, strip down? I don't know.
I think there's some people it's sort of like understood, like, you're here to be hot.
Travis, you can take the shirt off. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think he's cool with that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's cool with it. I'm sure he understands, and he's, surfs up. He's coming for Kirsten's branding. So I don't know how
Kirsten's
she feels.
branding is surfs up.
Yes. This is like, okay. Grow up is out and surfs up is in.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. It's a thing. Yeah.
Surfs up.
Surfs up.
All right. That's Travis. Okay. So we'll see. Like, does that, as a player, do you feel like surfs up is a good motto?
I mean, it's better than surfs down.
That would be my surfs down. Whoa. Whoa. Surfs down.
I feel like this could get bad looking.
Okay. All right. Then, after Travis, let's bring in two new people. Brittany is coming in with karate moves. The black belt.
We learned this. So this is where we're getting into, like, this is very specific to your character, Brittany. Like, why don't you do a little, like, and there's clearly producers coaching them. It's not like Brittany's like, what's the thing that I'm gonna do? Like, oh yeah, obviously some sort of karate move. Although maybe that is what she was thinking. But like, this is where you're like, okay, this is, you know, you're a black belt. Why don't you do some sort of little karate moves? And she went for it.
Yeah.
Also, she's in her athletic wear, which I feel like people talked about this in the premiere. Like, some people were in dresses. Some people were like Hannah was wearing like ripped jeans, like just like a normal outfit. Like, Brittany was dressed as if there was going to be an endurance comp in 3 seconds. Like there was no rhyme or reason to like the outfits they had them in. And I really felt like they were just like, just do whatever. But I heard on the live feeds, Brittany was talking about how they basically said, well, why don't you put on this? And she was like, if you're happy with me wearing this, that's great for me because that's comfortable. So I'm just trying to understand. Clearly, they were still guided by production to wear certain things. But like we just saw Azah in like a red dress, like the normal kind of premiere outfit. And then they straight up have Brittany in like a sports bra and like yoga pants. Like so, I'm confused.
Yeah, I wonder if it was just like with the COVID situation. It's like, okay, we're bringing them to this house, to the studio one time. Okay, we're shooting intros. We're bringing people into the house. So maybe they just wanted everybody to wear what they're going to wear in their intro.
Like, did they just have them show up and then they're just like, oh, that's what you were? Well, that's fine. It's like, we'll deal with that.
No, I think they probably told them what to wear, but
well, that's what she said. And I'm like, they told you to wear like endurance comp athletic wear on the first night. I was very confused.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes. Brittany, I feel like that she's telling the world, forget the mustard. It's karate time.
Yes. Yes, she's definitely a Renap guy.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's say hello to one of our Derek's. Our first Derek up is going to be Derek X. All right.
Okay.
Derek X.
To be speed through that, hold on. Let's go back because I need to talk about this.
Yeah. What's going on here with Derek X?
I want to know whose idea this was, really. This is where I wish that there were like an explanation of whether this was a producer choice or whether they just let them go off.
Yeah, I think this was one of the ones that was Derek X, who, seemingly even in the house is like, I don't know what to do. Maybe got to the studio and they're like, all right, Derek, give us a move. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And this is what he gave us.
And Derek X is like completely cool. Like in the house, he's very good socially. He's not awkward. Like he's a very fun guy. And I feel like this is the equivalent of me deciding to do the like swimming thing, which would have been absolutely a disaster. And I think that they're like, why don't you dance? You like dancing, right? Like you go to the club. And he's like, okay. And then he just did something and they're like, perfect. That's great. We won't even let you do a second take. That's great. And I feel like he got did so dirty. Like it's not great.
It's not a great one.
It's not great.
All right, let's see who's up next. Then after Derek X, okay, we had Alyssa in the bathing suit.
Yeah, again, it's like she wore clothing on the first night, and at some point they said, you take that clothing off and wear the bathing suit. But it's just like the juxtaposition of her on the screen in her bathing suit, and then you've got Xavier coming up fully dressed. Like, are we doing the swimsuits or are we doing clothing? Can we pick one? Because it's like, they do the backyard photo with everyone in the bathing suits, and like, then there's always like one person in a t-shirt, and you're like, that's sad. And I feel like this is very confusing. Like, how are you deciding? I would be offended if I was one of the people in my regular clothes after this, being like, oh, I guess I wasn't hot enough to be asked to wear my bathing suit for this.
Yeah, I guess so. That I think that maybe with Alyssa, the rationale could be like, well, she is a bathing suit designer. So that's a good excuse to have her in a bathing suit. We can justify this one.
But we also have Travis in a bathing suit. So, like, what's happening here?
Yeah, but he's
not a bathing suit designer.
No, but the thing is, like, I'm going to go spearfishing.
Surf's up.
Yeah. So I think that they could sort of try to justify the two. They need to let people know if you're flipping through the credits, hey, there's hot people here.
Yeah. I feel like the like premiere or like there was like a preview like clip that went out like a couple days before the premiere, and it was like, oh, this is like the rebranding of Big Brother. Like it's more serious. Like they're not like playing it up as like dumb summer fun. Like,
Yeah.
and so I felt like that was the departure from like, okay, this isn't just silly summer hijinks anymore. Like we're going to take ourselves a little bit more seriously, like maybe taking a page out of, you know, the Big Brother Canada book, which is sometimes like taking itself a little too seriously. But then we're back to this, like where you're like, yeah, I guess they still are trying to appeal to that part of the audience that is coming looking for hot people, you know, by the pool.
Mhm.
There's a million different shows to watch hot people. Kirsten McInnes covers them all. Like, I just don't understand. We don't need this.
I watched the premiere of Love Island with my with the first lady of podcasting, and she was like incensed. She's like, "Oh, every woman has to show up in a bikini and high heels." That's like,
Yeah.
well, it's Love Island. What do you want?
That's the point. But that's why I'm like, okay, well, if you're trying to take yourself more seriously here,
Mm-hmm.
keep them all clothed. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. These people are attractive also, well, not in their bathing suits. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just very bothered by the fact that it's not consistent. It's like, there's only 2 of them in the whole sequence like this. Why?
Maybe Alyssa has sold 1,000 bathing suits. Maybe this is like her number one model.
I think that she could sell those bathing suits without her being in the bathing suit in the credits. I'm just saying.
Hey, not for anything, not to get into the spoilers for the nominations, but you know, there's something else that Alyssa and Travis have in common.
Oh boy.
Is there a bathing suit curse in the credits?
Oh no. Oh my goodness. Oh, I hate that. See, and this is they did dirty. Like production said, you know what? Would you be cool with the bathing suit? And look at where we're at now.
And then the house kids say, oh, like they're a dumb idiot. They're like just a bimbo himbo. Put them on the block.
Meathead is not like that is an open-ended term, so maybe they're trying to apply that to Alyssa as well. Saying that she's also a meathead. I don't know.
All right. Let's see Xavier here. Who Xavier not in a bathing suit.
No.
He's there. Just hands in his pocket.
So quick. He just puts his hands in his pockets.
Yeah. Not a lot of movement here, but you know, he's got some a polo shirt tucked in. He's belt.
No belt. I'm not a big fan of orange, but he's making it work.
I think he can make most things work. Xavier.
Yeah, that's the thing is we've seen him in the house wearing numerous bucket hats. That's why I'm also donning my Big Brother Ducky bucket hat today in honor of Xavier. And yeah, he looks good. I think that's probably the way to go. Just do something forgettable because at least if it's forgettable, it's not like memorable in a bad way.
Yeah. He looks good doing it. It's not that exciting.
No.
Xavier. Okay.
Yeah.
Then first we have Claire. Claire is arms folded, but then they're like, oh, I know you.
Laugh.
Yeah.
She has a little laugh. So it's like she knows that we know Claire is a super fan. So I feel like here she's like, okay, I'll do one of the normal poses, which like the arms crossed is like one of the standard poses. And then she like puts on a serious face and then she laughs. She's showing like, oh, I'm not taking myself too seriously. I like this for Claire. You know, she's showing like she gets it. You know what I mean? Like she's in on the joke.
Yeah. Arms folded, body language is a little bit don't approach me, but then she's giving us at least a smile. Yeah.
She has a little laugh at the end, lets us know she's in on the joke. She gets it.
Okay. Let's talk about the man of the hour. Here comes
man
Frenchie.
of the hour, man of the week.
Jumps in. Okay. Can I ask about like what's with Frenchie's giant overalls? Giant camo overalls. Like what was this costume choice?
This whole outfit is the worst thing. The worst, like I know we're talking about the no rhyme or reason to their premier outfits, like Brittany in athletic wear, and then some of them are in dresses, and some of them are.
Is this
jeans.
what farmers wear now?
Listen, I don't think so because I don't think that they're wearing like a creamsicle orange V-neck T-shirt under their camo overalls. This very much reads to me like they asked him to wear this.
Yeah.
He owned it.
Yep.
But he probably brought it knowing that, you know, that how Big Brother casting works and how they're going to like typecast you into something. But like they were just definitely like, yeah, wear this obnoxious orange t-shirt under these atrocious camo overalls.
Jenny, how does Frenchie's outfit represent his week 1 HOH?
Well, both are a mess.
Mhm.
Both are absolutely nothing. I will say the difference is like, you know, with the camo, it's like, oh, camouflage, you can't see me, like I'm doing something like secret. None of that applies to Frenchie's game. He's saying everything to everyone. He is constantly awake and doing things. There's no missing him. But maybe if you look at that, like the orange is not like orange is very obvious. Like that's a color like it's like he's trying to be like a pylon, but also hidden in the forest at the same time. It's very confused, which maybe does relate to his game so far.
Yeah. And we're 5 days in and we too are over it all.
Yes. And I think the entire house is.
Everyone.
Overall.
Overall. Yeah. Okay. Overall, the worst HOH we've ever seen.
Can we just take a second? And I'm not trying to be too much of an asshole here, but like Frenchie and I are the same age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I wanted. That's all I needed. That.
But after a week of knowing Frenchie, like you know, his 34 years, like might be like a normal person's like 76 years.
Yeah, and I can't remember where I heard this. I think it was on the live feed update this morning, or maybe it was last night on the recap. It's like he's aged probably so much in the house by how much he's doing. So I think that there's some sort of acceleration of age that's happening. He's seen some shit.
Sometimes they do like they show like a president like when they take office and then when they leave office like look how much they've aged. Like I like to see Frenchie entering the house and then Frenchie at the end of week 1
because he's doing the most, so it's taking a lot out of him. That's the only explanation. He must have taken a lot out of himself, like writing his little handbook about what everyone else should have done on the show, and now he's living it.
Okay, after Frenchie. Here comes Hannah. Okay, a little sample of the TikTok dance. She also with overalls, although she has full length overalls and one strap undone on the overalls.
Yeah, that's like this is very Gen Z. This whole thing, and like clearly they're like, you're like the Gen Z TikTok girl. Like, why don't you give us a little dance? And like, overalls are cool again, but like. Why don't you like I feel like they probably asked her to like undo the one side. Like it just still seems very intentional to me. I'm not a big TikTok dance person, so I know that everyone was like living for it. Here's the thing is like I've already said I don't like the dancing. The dancing is always really bad. But this is someone that at least knows how to do something choreographed. So it's okay. It's fine. Again, It could be worse, but I don't know. I just can't with the dancing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Rob? You like the dancing?
I mean, I'm not a big TikTok dance person per se, but this seemed fine.
It's like an easy thing to do in like a little snippet. Sure. It's like if you have that in your deck of cards to go to, why not?
Wait.
So I can't be mad at Hannah for this.
Jenny, if somebody could teach me like 4 seconds of dancing, that I feel like that would be like really impressive. Like if I could have like 1.5 moves to like put in like a little clip like this, that would be something.
Well, that's the thing about TikTok is like the dancing, like you can learn just, you know, a couple seconds of a routine and like that's impressive to our, you know, short attention span. So it's like you could probably learn a TikTok dance.
Okay.
I believe in you.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Okay. All right. Then let's bring in Derek F. Okay. Oh, he's giving you the Smokin' Joe Frazier knockout combo.
Yes. And again, this makes sense. Like it would be weird if like someone with so we had Brittany doing the karate move and then we have Derek doing the boxing thing.
Mhm.
His dad is Joe Frazier.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, Sarah Francis says we need an RHAP intro video. Maybe can we get all the podcast hosts like on green
Oh,
screen and then
yeah.
edit together everybody's intro video?
Yeah, I'll get like I need some more time to come up with something else besides the like snorkeling thing.
Mhm.
Because I'm definitely not doing that. I don't think it's gonna land.
Okay.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Make up the whole intro. Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be great. And then bring that out later on this summer. Yeah, everybody will be excited for that. Okay. Then here's Whitney. Blows you a kiss. Oh,
There's one every
sweet.
season.
So
there's
sweet.
one every season, just like there's one of Whitney every season.
Sweetest lady
So
around. Yeah.
it's perfect.
There
It's
you go.
exactly what we expected.
There's Whitney. And is that what she wore the first night?
It is. Yes,
Okay.
that was her premiere dress.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then here comes some Brent champagne. Okay. Now what was that? Is that basically, is he saying like the exit row is over here?
He's a flight attendant, so he's doing so again, it's like
the emergency exit is here, here, and over here.
He starts it before he's even up. That's the other thing is like the way that they line them up is he's got his arms out while Whitney's doing her little kiss. So you have to be paying attention to what he's doing before he even comes up to get the full picture.
Do you think that he tried some other ones like, okay, in the event of a water landing, put on your life vest. Put on your life vest. If the air pressure drops, put the mask on. Put the mask on.
That one just didn't land quite as well.
Mm-hmm.
Offering peanuts.
Would you like some?
Yeah, peanuts. Pushing the cart.
Mm-hmm.
It looks a little too much like the shopping cart dance moves from the era that I was taking my snorkeling from.
Do you think that Brent Champagne will go back to being a flight attendant after Big Brother, or you think he'll retire?
I'm gonna say he will not. I'm pretty sure Bailey also was a flight attendant.
Yes,
and I can safely say I don't think she does that anymore. So.
She doesn't do that anymore. But I remember T-Bird I think she worked for Delta, and T-Bird was like, Rob, did you know that somebody from Delta is going to be on Big Brother this season?
Well, I just think that, Brent is young. He knows different languages. And I think that he's going to have other opportunities after this. And he might not, want to get back up in the air.
Okay. All right. After Brent Champagne, here comes Tiffany.
Okay, we got the hair flip.
A little bit of a hair flip.
A little bit of a hair flip, hand on the hip. Again, a simple one.
Did she wear that dress going into the house?
No, she wore a different outfit. This is where I'm confused. I did not see this. I have not seen this outfit on Tiffany. She wore I like this. I wish she wore this on the premiere. Actually, nothing against what she wore on the premiere, but I think whatever she wore on the premiere looked a little bit more casual, whereas this was a little bit more dressed up for the occasion to me. She looks great. I love Tiffany.
Okay,
I think she did the right thing. She kept it simple there.
Here comes Christian, and Christian, there he is. That he's got the long sleeve shirt and the shorts, and he's jumping out. It's a big bounce out of his hair.
Did he get that from your closet, Rob?
Let me see. Do
you have that one?
Let's see. How close is this? Is this?
That's a little bit darker, but
a little bit darker. Yeah. Give me a second. I have.
Wait, Rob, how are you pulling all of these clothes out of the studio?
Well, a lot of patrons know I podcast out of my closet.
No, I'm pretty sure that's definitely your studio.
Yes. Let me see. I think I do have that one, but I think it may not be in this closet.
I was gonna say I feel like I've seen this shirt on you.
Yeah, I think maybe Wednesday night I'll wear something similar to that.
You should try it next time the way that Christian wears it, where he says buttons. Never heard of them, and he just does the bottom two and just and no undershirt and just.
Yeah.
Lets it all out, because this is not the only time I've seen Christian in this type of shirt. with no buttons, just letting the chest out.
Yes, I love it. Jenny, was I crazy last night so Christian entered the house right with unbraided hair, but then in the second episode, then his hair was like all braided.
Yeah, this is the problem. So I believe that Tiffany did braids for him like maybe on the second day.
Yeah.
And then he had the braids in at the time of the wild card comp, but then Big Brother asked him to take the braids out. So then all of his other DRs, he's got his like normal hair and it doesn't line up with
threw me off.
Yeah, I was like, well, and I don't know what their reasons were for asking him to take the braids out, but if it was about continuity, they already messed that up. So it's like, might as well just like let him stay in them for like the next couple of days and then like, eviction day, ask him to reset or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know what the point was, but he was, I tweeted about this. He was looking like Kevin Federline last night. Like,
K-Fed.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Boy.
And I don't know what I'm saying with that, but it's something.
Something. Okay. Let's go to then our next two. Here we go. It is Sarah Beth. Hi.
This was very much like a video game pose. Like a lot of these, I'm always thinking about like if they're Sims and like just like the little pose. Like I just felt like this was like a very sweet, like, I don't know, little wave.
Yeah.
She looks like a video game character to me in this. But maybe that's like my brain making that up because she talks about being like, she's apparently a voice actor. That's her like fake career. So I'm picturing like her voicing a video game character of herself.
Yes. Do the Sims have voices, Jenny?
Oh yeah. You can like adjust the tone of their voice and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty good.
They make songs in Simlish, which is the language that the Sims talk, and it's like real songs. And then it's just like instead of the real lyrics, they get the recording artists to re-record the song in Simlish, and it's just gibberish.
That you're losing me, but this sounds very interesting.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
There's a language. They have voices. It's a thing.
Okay, and then I'm not sure. Is this last? Okay, here comes Kylan, who's very professorial.
Yeah, he's got the vest.
What is Kylan's job?
I don't know. Actually, I forget what Kylan's career actually is. Was he wearing this in the premiere?
I don't think so. I mean, he's coming off like that he is going to do your taxes.
Dear. No, I think he looks too nice to do my taxes, to be honest. I've been doing H&R Block. They're not dressed that nice.
Yeah. It depends how much money you make.
Yeah.
But yeah, because like all of his press pictures were like, here he is hanging out at Venice Beach. But then in the promo, he's like in like a vest and a tie.
I mean, he looks great. This is my problem.
Looks
is like we've
like
seen
a Kevin Schleuber.
Yeah, it's not Kevin Federline.
No, not
Kevin Schleuber. That's my issue. Is like we've seen everything from bikinis and swim trunks to like a tie and a nice vest.
Sam
like,
says he's an account executive, but I thought he was like a startup.
They're all startups. Like they're all,
It's a little stick in the mud. I don't think anybody's dressing this nice after COVID.
This would be fun. This would be a fine outfit for the premiere night if everyone else is like in their dresses and like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm very upset by the lack of like direction with the attire.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe they just wanted them to dress how they would normally dress, but like, I don't think that this is what Kylan is normally wearing.
I didn't get that sense. And it's also going back to your point about Travis and Alyssa in the bathing suit. Like, what is this show?
Yeah. Why is one person in a bathing suit? And then there's this man.
The professor.
Yeah, the professor. Like, where are the elbow patches? You know, I just what is happening here?
Mhm.
They were getting there. They were really getting there with the aesthetics. The rebranding. There's like a new era of Big Brother, and we're taking ourselves more seriously. And then they just said, you know what? For the opening credits, just do whatever.
Okay.
Whatever you came in, that's fine.
And then that's it.
That's it.
Big Brother 23.
See, it's like a much better logo.
23 and me. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Look how colorful.
Yeah, I have an issue again. Me being nitpicky, like the pattern of the colors. Like, why are there 3 orange letters? There's only 1 yellow. 3 pink letters. There's only 1 yellow. You know what happened here? Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no pattern.
Yeah. I don't know.
You see? Anyway, I'm very upset about these things.
You're trying to make Big Brother make sense, Jenny. That is your
I think that's my first problem.
The first thing you're doing wrong. All right.
Yeah.
So that was very fun to go through the Big Brother intros, but why don't we take a look at one of our favorite segments here on the Slop is to go through our favorite live feed clips from the week. And so what we're going to try to do is focus on the audio for a lot of these. And so this was a clip that came from, I believe this was during the some late night campaign talk where Frenchie was trying to get Derek X to use the power of veto this week. And so as Derek X is having a serious conversation with Frenchie, I believe Derek X is a have-not, correct?
I don't think he is right now. I think the have-nots are Christian and Xavier and Alyssa and
then there's less of an explanation for what happens.
There's always an explanation, Rob.
What happens here in this clip? Okay, this is Derek X chatting with Frenchie.
If I remember correctly, it was something like along the lines of like, I was a possibility to go or a target, a possibility to target.
My bad. I actually did just rip a little bit of ass. That might drift over.
Yeah.
So again, that was my apologies. I did just rip a little bit of ass.
Just which a little bit.
Which is the most polite way that anybody has ever said they farted ever.
No, I'm pretty sure they're not the most polite way of saying that doesn't
That's
include
not, look how polite this
rip
is.
a little ass.
Or a target, a possibility to target.
My bad. I actually did just rip a little bit of ass. That might drift over.
Yeah.
My bad. My bad. I just did rip a little bit of ass and it might drift over. It was like, hey, it's a warning.
Listen, I think that I have personally no problem with this. I don't think that saying ripped a little bit of ass is
He gave Frenchie more of a warning than Frenchie gave either of those people on the block.
Well, yes, that is absolutely true. The funny thing about this clip is you can see the moment where he's like, I should mention this. I should. Yeah. Like it's almost like you see Derek F kind of take Derek X take a little sniff in.
You think he thought he could get away with it, and then he's like, you know what? I got to give myself up here before I get exposed.
They're sharing a couch. There's no one else in the room, so there's no one to blame it on.
Mm-hmm.
So he correctly said, I have to let him know that I did rip a little bit of ass.
But Frenchie says, hey, don't worry about it. Look, I'm a farmer. I've smelled it all. It'll be fine.
Something like that. Anyway, here's one there. Yeah, that's when y'all started coming on my radar, and then I saw y'all together all the time.
Yeah,
and then I got
this actually.
And then I got.
Yeah, you're good. When you start smelling, you're like, oh shit.
And then it got to the point to where like go get some for break.
It'll air out.
Air out hell. I got sleep.
This is a closed room. What you mean air out?
For anybody who was looking, is there any way to stop Frenchie's madness? Is there any way to interrupt Frenchie's train of thought? I think that Derek X, we've learned his superpower. Could this, Jenny, eventually be Derek X's comic book?
Oh no. Oh, I hope not. He deserves better. But if this becomes more of a thing where it's like, okay, I mean, Frenchie just keeps
Gas
going. Yeah. Gas X. Oh my gosh. That is his superhero name. It's Gas X.
Mhm.
And then dropping the
Mhm.
stink bomb on the competition.
Yeah. Do they have Febreze in the Big Brother house?
Yeah, so Frenchie then goes into the bathroom and then pulls out a thing of Febreze and Derek sprays the area.
Mm-hmm.
Like but it's not the worst strategy because, like, you know, as we have heard, Frenchie was just going and going and going and like unrelenting on Derek X about this whole veto thing. And so, you know, Derek did what he had to do.
Mm-hmm.
He waited until they were in close range and
Got him.
he ripped that ass.
I do that. My bad. I actually did just rip a little bit of ass.
Sorry, sir. I actually did
My
just
bad.
rip a little ass.
Yeah, just a little bit.
A
Just
little bit.
Ripped a little bit of ass just now.
And you could hear him like
Pardon me.
inhale as Frenchie continues talking, and then he's like, "I'm sorry, no, we need to stop. This is much worse than I anticipated."
Yeah.
In case anyone was wondering what the slop is about, we're coming out the gates with
we
fart.
debated should we talk about this in the pre-show, and then I believe Jenny said, like, look, if people don't know what the slop is, then they will now.
They'll find out. Yeah. Just ripping a little ass.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go from one Derek to another, and let's say with Derek F, because Derek F had a shocking admission on the live feeds this week about his crush in the house.
Big D.
Listen to this.
Let me tell you something. Frenchie is so lucky he is a married man with kids. I have to remind myself every second because I will fall into the tendency to try to flirt with him so hard. And I have to keep that in mind. I had to remember he has a wife and kids. I have to remember that every time. Because Frenchie.
Wow.
I simply don't get it.
Yeah. I don't want to yuck anybody's yum.
No, I could never. But also, what? I'm just saying there. Okay, listen, everyone's got a type.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this cast.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't understand how that's where you land. And
yes,
maybe it's for the best that Frenchie has, you know, a wife and kids, because it sounds like Derek F would really be struggling if it weren't the case.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought this was a joke, and it's not, apparently.
What does the kids part of it have to do with anything? Like, it's not just enough that well, he has a wife, but it's also like, well, I don't want to be a homewrecker. Like,
well,
I'm pretty sure I could steal him away from his wife, but I don't want to do that to the kids.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, if he breaks up the marriage, then it has more of an impact on other people besides just the wife that he stole Frenchie from. Or maybe it's just like, I got to stop myself from talking about it on the live feeds because I don't want his children to hear me objectifying their dad. Because it sounds like Derek F is really into it. Like, it's just such an amazing clip because it's like he's sitting there with Xavier and they're looking at the memory wall. And like, I'm really curious about like what Xavier's reaction is here. Like, they're just like, they're looking at the memory wall, they're looking at all these photos. And then it's just Frenchie in that freaking orange t-shirt and the camo overalls, and the big D is just like, that's it for me.
Yeah.
If I were Xavier, I would be so insulted. I would be like, really?
Yeah.
Have you seen
right?
me? Like, I'm sorry, what?
Xavier should be like, excuse me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you say Frenchie? Boy.
I don't know. I really just am. Is it a personality?
I don't know.
Then I even
Well,
don't
what a
understand
personality.
it. I
What a
don't understand
personality. I
it
mean,
even more.
personality thing, it makes less sense.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, so interesting. We'll see if did Derek F. Big D lusts after Frenchie. Anything
And then
more?
in that clip, then Brent comes over. He's like, "Oh," and Xavier's like, "That's his showman's right there." So
Yeah.
it's like, what a tangled web we weave. Like week one in the Big Brother house. It's actually, Brent is the one that has staked the claim on the Frenchie farm.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
like, so interesting.
So I think this is a good segue to talk about another clip that we had from the live feeds this week. And this talks about a very unlikely crush that one of the house guests admitted to this week. And so Hannah, 21 years old, we saw her do a nice dance in the opening credits of the show.
A nice dance.
Yeah. She ended up admitting to who her crush is from the Big Brother alumni. And yeah, I guess this is in the category of Big D having a crush on Frenchie. You'll never guess who Hannah says that she has a thing for.
Enzo, if you are watching, I love the biggest crush on you, even though you're more than twice my age. I don't do like big age gaps, but Enzo, for you, I would risk it all.
Fifth cousins, like in the States, from that.
Enzo is like the personality. It's the personality and the humor, everything that comes out of his mouth.
They could not cut to the feed.
They're
like get out of this. Hannah has a thing for Enzo, and for Enzo, there's two conversations happening at once, so it's a little hard to hear.
Yeah.
He says, for Enzo, I would risk it all. Risk it all.
What does that even mean?
What does that even? I know it's a season of big risks, big rewards. Can you imagine Julie says, all right, Hannah, you've just won HOH this week, but I do have a very tempting offer for you. If you give up HOH right now, we have Enzo on the line.
What if it's like a reward date? Like one of those like little backyard dates with Enzo. She gives up the HOH. She risked it all for him.
That's the spritzer water.
Spritzer water. Okay.
Enzo's funny, but
he is funny, and this is the thing. Like, humor is underrated, and I think in terms of like, I think that it can make somebody more attractive, especially if that's your thing. But she did point out that she, she's probably closer in age to his children than him.
Yes.
And she definitely acknowledges it, and it's not normally her thing, but she would risk it all.
Mm-hmm.
She's not the feet pick person, right?
I mean, I wouldn't think so.
I think Hannah has better things to do with her time than pester Enzo for feet picks.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten Hannah's stance on feet this season yet.
Yeah, we don't know that yet, but no, this is pretty wild.
Yeah.
And so, Jenny, this got us thinking, getting ready for the show today. What would be some of the wildest Big Brother crushes in the history of the show? Could there be a more absurd pairing than Hannah and Enzo?
I mean, I didn't think that it could get more absurd than this, but I feel like there's, it gets you kind of thinking. Like, I did not predict these two as being a possible thing. I'm pretty sure Enzo was actually single, so this isn't even outside. Like, the difference with Derek F and Frenchie is, he acknowledges that he has a wife and kids, and it seems like he's very happy in his marriage.
Who, Enzo?
No, I'm saying, like, the difference between that kind of absurd pairing within the house is that, like, there's a non-zero chance that Hannah gets out of this house and Enzo's hitting her up because he's single and he's like, hey.
Yes. No, Enzo was famously single last season. He was talking about how he wanted to go on a date with Nicole Franzel, maybe. Oh, sorry, Nicole Anthony. Nicole Anthony. Sorry about that. My bad.
Let's not create more drama in Nicole Franzel's relationship.
Yeah, this was Enzo last year.
You quarantine and
I'm getting a wife when I get out of here.
This has been my life this year. I've been in quarantine, sequester, and out of Big Brother house. Yo, I'm horny as yo.
Rob, you didn't warn me about that. I forgot about the H word. It's okay.
Sorry. Okay.
Because he said that earnestly. That's my issue, is when someone says that word earnestly, like they mean that. I'm not okay.
Is there any chance that this is happening? And should CBS allow it to happen if hypothetically when Hannah got out of the house?
They're consenting adults. It's fine. I'm just a little confused by it. But again, you can never predict people's types. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, Memphis and Christmas getting into the house together last season, and, they end up, dating after the show ends. Now they're engaged. It's like, that kind of made sense to me. Like, they both have kids. They're a similar age. They, it was one of those things where you're like, yeah, I could see that. Hannah and Enzo.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for that. Nothing could prepare me for that.
All right, so this is good practice then to prepare you. So here's what we want to do.
Okay.
Let's get a Big Brother alumni, and then let's find out who from Big Brother 23 has a crush on them. Okay? So this is the interactive portion of the show. Let's get a Big Brother alumni from the chat, and then what we're going to do here is that we are going to play a game, almost like a Robin and Kiva podcast. We are going to spin a wheel of house guests and find out who is the house guest that has a crush on this Big Brother alumni. Okay, so let me go ahead and let's get open the okay. All right. So, we have, how about, here, you tell me when you hear somebody you like. We have Serial Matt.
Ooh.
Raven.
Okay. Oh, we got to go with Raven. We got to go with Raven. Raven.
All right. Which Big Brother 23 house guest has a crush on Raven?
I'm ready.
Let's find out. And it is.
Oh, God, this is making me dizzy.
Okay.
Hannah.
Hannah.
Not again. You won, Hannah. Raven, you've won Hannah. So, okay, is we getting into a throuple here now?
With Enzo?
With Enzo?
Yeah. Well, who do you think Hannah would pick?
I don't know.
Enzo or Raven?
I mean, I think that if she had an interest in Raven, we would have heard about it by now. But
hey, look, Gen Z is very, very open-minded.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, maybe she'd be into the idea of letting Raven in on what an absurd
the puppet master
throuple. Yeah.
Raven, Enzo, Hannah. Okay. All right, audience. All right, give us another one. Let's find out the next Big Brother.
I saw someone say Donnie.
Donnie?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Who has a crush on Donnie in the Big Brother 23 cast? All right. And the answer is going to be Derek X.
He just wants someone he can rip ass with and feel comfortable.
Oh, my bad.
My bad.
My bad.
My bad. I actually did just rip a little bit of ass.
I mean, that Donnie is, a guy who seems like he would not mind that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
he was like a groundskeeper, right?
Yeah.
So he's probably smelled some things in his life.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, does Donnie get along with guys named Derek?
Yeah. I mean, a little bit, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, let's do one more.
All right.
They got the D&D. All right. Let's see. We got Jocasta, Boogie.
Ooh, DJ Pow Pow.
DJ Pow Pow.
Oh, Rockstar. Oh, Austin from BB17.
Yes.
Mr. Spectacular. There's so many options here.
Okay, Jenny, you pick.
Let's go. Oh, Chicken George.
Yes.
Let's do Chicken
George. Right. Who has a crush on Chicken George?
Oh no.
Frenchie. Well, Frenchie name drops so many alumni. Like that would not be like if you found out like, I actually do have a crush on Chicken George. Frenchie might have chickens on the farm.
He's got a farm, so
mm-hmm.
He's very familiar with chickens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see it. He's an old school Big Brother fan.
Do you ship that?
Yeah. Let's see. Is there any French chicken dishes that could be their chicken cordon bleu?
Yeah, isn't that's a French
something.
dish? Yeah.
Something. Yeah. Okay.
I do enjoy how like Twitter has decided to in previous seasons with Christmas, where like Christmas on Twitter was just like a different holiday in all of their tweets. I love that Twitter has decided to do that with Frenchie, and that it's like, French fry, like just like random French words. I've seen escargot, all sorts of different things. You guys were talking about the bidet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why couldn't we just call Frenchie bidet? It's a French thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really enjoying that BB Twitter is dragging Frenchie the way that he asked to be, because he did ask.
He said roast me.
Mm-hmm. And
roast
he made
me.
it all
roast
too
Chicken
easy.
George. Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh no.
Okay. Jenny, one other thing from the live feeds from this week. So Thursday night, Wednesday night, we had the premiere of Big Brother 23. Live feeds came on right after that, and the Big Brother fans were surprised to be greeted by a different song on the live feeds that I had said the other day. The song of the summer, every summer, is actually because if you watch the live feeds, that's all you hear.
Yes.
But on Wednesday night, live feed listeners heard this song on the live feeds when they went away from the feeds. What is this?
So turn it up, yeah, we're gonna celebrate. Turn it up.
Dancing like Derek X. All right, what do you think? Upgrade or downgrade from the live feed?
Here's the thing. I've heard that like for years of my life. So I think my brain has just like it's like a fan to me now. It's like white noise.
Sleep to it.
So I'm able to just like let it be like background noise for me. There is absolutely no way that you can ignore this. You know what I mean? Like you can't just be like, oh, this is my cue to go like check on my laundry or whatever. Like this is not background noise. It's time to celebrate. I don't know if the point of this, because
what are we celebrating? That the feeds went off?
This is what I'm trying to figure out, because I'm pretty sure this only happened on Wednesday night. And so
was it a mistake?
I don't know if they were testing something and then they saw Twitter and they're like, everyone is like, this is terrible and very loud and like disruptive, or if they were just like, you know what, it's the first night of feeds. It's night one feeds, which we don't often get. Maybe we'll turn it up and we'll celebrate. That's what they were going for. And they were just like, it's an exclusive for one night. They were told this is terrible. Please stop.
Yeah. Do you want to just talk through the lyrics real quick?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Got a bass line. Turn it up. Like
turn it up.
Turn up the feeds. Why? Because everybody's whispering.
Yeah, that I guess that's something you would have to do.
Okay.
Turn it up.
Yeah, we're gonna
celebrate.
Going for like some sort of like Black Eyed Peas type of mood. Okay. Like this is like you're gonna like all right, let's bring out the bar mitzvah boy. Here he comes. Like everybody's like jumping up and down.
Oh my god.
Gonna celebrate.
Yeah.
What is that? Up and
I don't
down
know.
The food chain?
Oh, I thought it was something about a booty shake.
Maybe it was booty shake.
Is that
what? This is like what they would play like if they wanted like to keep the house guests up all night to torture them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of a challenge. Mm-hmm. The booty shake, I think, is what Derek X did when he ripped ass.
Oh, they're gonna say in his intro.
That as well. Maybe that's what he was doing in his intro. He was ripping ass.
He ripped ass in the intro credits for the season. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's it. That's just the happenings from the live feeds. Let's talk about some Big Brother news, Jenny.
Let's do it.
Okay. This is an article that I came across today. This was from Screen Rant, and the people over at Screen Rant, Gianna Nocera, got a hold of Frenchie's sister, and her name is Klynn French, Klynn. And the title of the article, Big Brother 23, Frenchie's sister says she's not happy about his gameplay.
Join the club, Klynn. There's plenty of room.
Watching it has been extremely hard for her. You are not alone.
Yeah. This is groundbreaking commentary from Klynn.
Yeah. I mean, she's been on Twitter trying to be a good sport about the whole thing. But she said, being Frenchie's sister and watching this and the bond I have with him, y'all, this is absolutely breaking my heart that I can't have a talk with him and get his mind on the right path of this game. I love my brother more than anything, and this is hard watching. It's hard, okay, crying emoji.
I mean, I fully believe this. I think it's hard for all family members to watch, but I think, yeah, this is especially difficult.
Yeah,
to be watching this and not be able to shake him.
Yeah, I think not since Big Meech have we had a family member publicly disavowing their relative's gameplay.
I forgot all about Meech's sister.
This ain't it. This is not what we had in mind when they went to go play.
Yeah. Do we think that Klynn is also a super fan and that's why did she have access to this book?
Perhaps. Do you think that Klin could be sort of like a Paulie Calafiore, Tiffany Rousseau, where that if Frenchie is like, just creates drama all summer long, could we have Klin, whatever Frenchie's last name is?
French.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, well, she at least recognizes that he's doing something wrong. So, but I think this is the problem, is that, like, when you're on the outside, you're seeing everything and you're like, this is not how I would do it. And this is clearly how Frenchie created his little notebook of things that you would do differently. But I mean, I'm happy to have Klin on if she can recognize what Frenchie's doing wrong, but I also don't think we need to keep bringing family members onto the cast. I feel like it hasn't always landed.
Okay. All right. So the HOH has not been great. Some astute Big Brother viewers have been noticing some issues going on with the state of the Big Brother 23 house. Now, we got a very fancy schmancy and new intro, some new decorations, but I think it might be time to ask some questions about the state of the infrastructure of the Big Brother house. Of course, podcaster, Big Brother superfan, Brian Scally had some screen grabs of what was going on here in the Big Brother house. And Brian Scally says, reason 307 why I would never go on Big Brother. The ceiling looks like this. Now, this is not the have not room. This is, I believe, the HOH.
Yeah, that is
bedroom.
the HOH room.
Yeah. Here's a zoomed in picture of the ceiling in the HOH room. I guess never seen on television. So, it's not a big deal.
Not important. What is happening there? Like, did somebody shake up a bottle of Coke and it exploded onto the ceiling, or is that mold? Is that black mold?
Yeah, well, there have been a lot of showmances that have also graced this.
I don't think that room passes the black light test.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, not after like all of the Jackson and Holly HOHs of
the stool of it all.
PB21,
the shower stool of it all.
Like, that's not for aesthetic purposes, right?
Oh, certainly not. I think the different colored ceiling tiles, like the gray and the black, that was maybe for aesthetics. But what's happening? There's patches of black mold.
I don't know. How is every house guest that is HOH that sleeps in that bed not just talking about that constantly?
I know, that's why
they have to black the feeds out so much.
Yeah, that's as soon as they start talking about, like, ew, do you see that? Like, I haven't heard. I mean, I haven't been glued to the feeds 24/7, but I haven't heard anyone talk about the ceiling. So I'm wondering if they switched out some of those tiles. But I think even just switching out the tiles, like, there's a bigger problem going on here. I don't think this solves everything.
Another issue that has been going on, that Jenny, every season we hear about the ants, but apparently this season there's a cockroach issue at the Big Brother house.
Light it on fire, burn it all down. Sorry, season's canceled. We got through COVID, but we can't get through this.
Yeah.
There's no turning back. There's cockroaches.
Yeah, I don't know what you do. I mean, hopefully they're not the flying kind like I saw in Too Hot to Handle.
No. I'd be out. I would be like, 750,000, not enough for me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm out.
Should they lower the prize money and fix the house?
This is what I'm saying. It's like, oh, we added to the prize fund. Like, look at us. And then they're just like, but also we haven't eradicated any of the pests. The ceiling is moldy. Like, who knows what's on the wall?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They could have, they probably could have put some of that money into repairs, because who knows what's going to happen to these poor people in the house. Only one person wins that prize money. You're putting all of these people's lives at stake.
Not to mention, there's a buzz on the live feeds. Do you think is it possible? Was it like vermin chewing on the wires?
Because that's what it sounds like. It's like the aux cord is not completely in, and so there's like probably an infestation of rats, probably somewhere in behind the walls where they're they're set up electronically.
Yeah.
Listen, there's cockroaches in the backyard. So there was a cockroach that crawled over Derek X's leg while he was sitting in the backyard talking to Sarah Beth. The backyard is not outside. It is still part of the studio structure of this house. And I don't think that's normal. Like, cockroaches aren't like ants where they're just around everywhere, They're gonna end up somewhere.
Fairness, the backyard is is outside, but if they're close enough, if they're right outside, they're inside too.
But I just feel like, okay, and again, I don't understand what bugs are supposed to be where and when, but I don't feel like cockroaches are just hanging out outside in someone's yard.
Yeah,
that speaks of a bigger issue to me, does it not?
I think that there's probably a lot of it's a house where they're constantly having goo everywhere. It is definitely a breeding ground for many insects to probably to be eating.
Now, do cockroaches eat ants?
Jenny, you are over my pay grade. I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, okay, if there's only one roach and it eats the ants, then do we just let that roach do
Would you rather have
its thing?
one giant cockroach, or would you rather deal with thousands of ants all summer long?
The real question.
Yeah, take the ants. Okay.
I don't want any of it. It's just a nightmare to me.
Okay.
I don't feel like they have this issue in the Big Brother Canada house, do they? I don't feel like I've ever heard.
Maybe
mind you, it doesn't happen in the summer, so that might be part of it. But this is the first I've heard of a roach, and I am not okay with it.
Yeah, Liv in the chat said before, Gina Marie called it when she said, "You're all a bunch of cockroaches."
Cockroaches. Her impact.
Yes. It's like with Marcellus with the ducks that he brought the first ones in and it became a fixture.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about some other Big Brother alumni news going on. Of course, love to talk about this on the Slop, especially when things get really wild out here in these Twitter streets. This was a big story that people were talking about today, coming from a friend of the pod, Rachel Swindler. Went to the DMs to reveal some messages that she had gotten from Brent Champagne before the season started. She shared this DM with Brent Champagne about how from her Instagram story, he wrote to her and said, "How long are you in town for? That's my spot right there." She said, "January 1st, come to the show." He wrote, "Only if we hang out afterwards, winky face."
Wink.
"By the way, I was supposed to be on the show, but Brett beat me out. You were my favorite. I would have been distracted by you. LOL."
Lol.
Yeah.
Really shooting a shot, Brent Champagne.
Brent Champagne. Well, Frenchie said he has a way with all the ladies.
I mean, clearly, because look at the great responses he's getting from Rachel here.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is this screenshot is cropped? So, do you think that she entertained this and she was like,
"Yeah,
I can't tell on myself here."
Funny you should ask, because then I believe then the next message from her, I believe, then is she posts that Then I think she wrote back. Yeah, I think it's this one. And she's responded, "How are you today?" And he did not respond.
See, okay, so
Well, which came first?
No,
this message is from
we
November
know-
29th, 2018.
First of all, we know he came first.
Well, hold on.
Well, wait.
Which message did she write back to him?
Okay,
after...
those were two different conversations, Rob. If you look at the first
Yes,
screenshot,
November 26th.
You know it's the beginning. You know it's the beginning because it says at the top, it says you follow each other or whatever. So we know that Brent shot first.
Yes.
When he asked how long she was here for. And then I don't know where that conversation went because the crop does not show if she responded.
You think there might be missing messages? This is November 26th. That other message comes to us on November 28th, I think. So it's 2 days later.
Okay. And the thing is that the second screenshot is a different conversation
29th.
because he's again responding to one of her Instagram stories in that classic F-boy way where like you post a selfie and like someone reacts with the heart eyes or the fire emoji or what have you. And she decided to entertain that and said, "How are you today?" And he said, "I'm not interested in talking. I just want to objectify you, miss."
Well, why doesn't he answer when she says, "How are you today?"
Because that's why he doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to
talk. He just wants to send emojis. Well, what is he doing here?
He's just got to get out of the system.
He has no game.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm pretty sure Rachel is booed up. Like, so I think that maybe at this point he's realized that she's booed up, and he's
in 3
trying.
days?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what happened between those two screenshots, Rob.
Yeah. Okay. So interesting though.
It's very interesting.
It's always interesting.
There's gonna be lots of cases of this. So we have Hannah coming in. She already had a crush on Enzo. Like, are there Hannah in Enzo's DMs type things going on?
Yes.
Like, I feel like that there's probably lots of cases of this where people are like replying to the stories of people who've been on the show, and then they get cast on the show, and someone's like, "Hey, this person actually like followed me and said stuff to me."
Yeah, I feel like that if you are one of these guys, the F boys who then like harass like the Big Brother female contestants and then vie to be on the show, I feel like that they're just waiting for you to get on, and then they're gonna eventually air the receipts,
expose you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
but I appreciate that Rachel had fun with it and kind of just told on herself as well, being like, "Wait a second," then he stopped responding to me. So
yeah.
But I'm just saying, we didn't see what happened in between there. So
do you suspect that Rachel Swindler is the only Big Brother bombshell that might have been getting these messages from Brent? Do you think that like tomorrow, Kat Dunn will come out with her DMs from Brent Champagne?
Well, first of all, I think that if he had been in Kat Dunn's DMs, we would have heard by it.
Yes,
like she's like
he would have
not
beat Rachel Swindler to the punch.
Yeah, like Kat would have already been talking about it preseason. I think she's on it. She would have had to make another shirt and add like, did you see the shirts she made that were like Brett and Nick and like yeah. So she would have had to make another line on the shirt to add Brent on there.
Okay.
Do you think that Brent being beat out by Brett, do you believe that? Do you think that people, when they don't get cast on the show, like if they make it far in the process, do they know why they didn't get cast? Or is he just saying like, I'm very similar type cast?
Yeah, I think he told himself that story. And I mean, to me, I was so confused, Jenny, when I read this. I'm like, wait, hold on. So Brett from Rachel's season was hitting on her, but doesn't he know that she has a boy? Like, I don't understand. And it took me 20 minutes to realize, Brent from this season sent her that message.
The names are close. It's confusing. And then maybe I would say, they couldn't have a Brent and a Brett, but we have got two Dereks on the season, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And Puya says Julie did call Brent on eviction night, so the goof could be real.
Do you think that that's who Julie preferred and she just didn't get her way?
Yes, that's who she voted for.
She put her foot down. She said, you better get Brent Champagne on one of these days.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into a wild Twitter exchange that came up a couple of days ago. And so this is between two members of the Big Brother 22 cast. And so let's go ahead and share this tweet. This comes to us when Big Brother alumni Kevin Campbell was sharing his excitement about the new season. He says, I remember on Big Brother Eve last summer, I was laying in this giant sequester house, barely able to sleep, thinking, if I play with Janelle and Day, I'm fucks that all up. Happy for BB23, and I love this team twist. Plus, come through diversity. Hugs and kisses, BB fam. And so, okay, get hyped, pumped up night before. Like, this is like, nice, wholesome content.
I didn't really at first glance, I didn't really read into the center of the message where Janelle and Day got mentioned. I was more so just thinking, I thought he was poking fun and being like, hey, when I was about to go in, I was thinking like, you think you're going to play good. And he's thinking that, I'm going to mess things up and I'm going to mess up other people's games in the process. Like I kind of read this at first that he was poking fun at himself.
No, I think he's saying like, we're going to wreck stuff if we go in there. Watch out, everybody.
Clearly other people took it that way.
Okay. So here comes a reply from the great Janelle, who says, all you did was F me, Bays, and Davon's game and handed the win to the committee. I begged you to be in an alliance, and you called me a predator and made fun of Kaser. F all the way off for even tweeting this, not to mention what you did to Nicole A's fragile mind, with a great response from Amon underneath.
Yeah, Amon's reply. The gif is perfect underneath.
Oh my god.
Did you notice that in Kevin's bio he says he's a creative director who farts rainbows and peas glitter? So he also rips ass.
Yes, also rips ass.
Rips rainbow ass.
Yes, I did like what you did to Nicole A's fragile mind.
Which I feel like if I'm Nicole A, like I'm like, excuse me, Janelle. Like,
wow,
you gotta love like on the eve of a new season. And I mean, these are all-stars, so they've been relevant for longer than just last season, but it's just always funny that like there's always some sort of like drama that rears its head right before a new season starts. And it's just like, oh, you're just in the final moments before whatever storyline from your season doesn't matter anymore. You're just like gonna just get that back in there before, we're talking about whatever Frenchie is doing at any given moment.
Okay. And then I got one other story to share. This was, I saw this today. This was from Emily Longaretta, who is the senior entertainment editor at Us Weekly. She sat down for an interview with Big Brother 19's own Elena Davies. Okay. And Elena Davies had a lot to say about how much money she made on Big Brother, and then also some other interesting facts. And she also talks about how much money she has made on OnlyFans.
Listen, like, good for her for figuring out how to monopolize. Elena was one of those people that drove us all crazy in BB19 because she talked so much about like wanting to make the jury and about how that would get you followers and all of this.
Mhm.
So,
It's
but you know
laughing all
what?
the way to the bank.
She figured it out. She found the platform, and she had the fan base.
Yep.
And so she pulled it together. She figured out the equation.
So here's from the article on usmagazine.com. While she didn't return to her old job after being on TV, Davies did launch a podcast and now makes most of her money on Instagram and OnlyFans. Elena says, if you're female and you go on reality TV, sell your feet pictures online, she explained, noting that she has sold photos of her feet for up to $450. I have moved over to OnlyFans. I've had a secret OnlyFans for 2 months. That's paid me way more than anything I made in the year 2020. I only post fans. I feel like a word is missing there. It's just me and fans. She went on to explain that the photos are literally of her fully dressed with electric fans. Maybe not. Plus,
no, there was no word missing.
Yeah.
She literally meant fans.
Plus, the account has some sexy selfies thrown in. She charges $17 a month and around 300 subscribers, which equals out to around $61,000 a year. So, for all of you $5 patrons, boy, you are getting one hell of a deal. You are.
You're not even giving us photos of you with a fan, Rob.
Yeah.
Step your game up.
You know how many podcasts we're doing a week for a picture of Elena with a fan?
I'm truly just heartbroken that I did not think of this first.
Yeah. So you get pictures of her with fans, and then also sexy selfies, and that's for $17 a month.
And I mean, you could do a sexy selfie with the fan. I mean, the fan is the perfect thing to pose with because it blows on you, and then you've got the hair blown in the wind. Like,
yes,
that's the ultimate
and
prop.
you can come up with some creative video titles also.
Oh, definitely.
Yes. Okay.
Good for Elena.
Good for Elena. So yeah, and if you have any other Big Brother alumni OnlyFans updates, please let us know here over at the Slop. Jenny, we have a guest here on the Slop to talk about some of the goings on in the Big Brother house. Of course, we are all fans of Jason Reed is here. Jason, how are you?
Rob, Jenny, I'm great. How are you guys?
We're doing
good.
Yeah, we're doing very well.
Yeah.
Before you ask, my feet go for the low price of $5 per pick.
Yes,
Jason, you need to love yourself more.
Yes,
I'm just throwing it out there to see who bites, and then I can up my prices.
Well, has Enzo looked into the OnlyFans after he talked about how he had the one foot stalker, and now we found out about Hannah also has a crush on Enzo?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit up Hannah after she gets out of the house. Maybe she'll buy some of my feet pics.
Yeah,
trust me, I like it. It's a reasonable thing. You're like, okay, I'm not naked. I don't have to show my face. I have pretty cute feet. I'm sitting here being like, okay, Elena threw out those figures. I would like to make that.
Listen, there's not many body parts of mine I won't sell you a picture of. Like, you want some knuckles? Like, what do you want? Like, you want an elbow? I got that for you. I don't know,
pinky.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Look, we've talked about like Hannah has a thing for Enzo. Derek F has a thing for Frenchie. People are paying for Elena's feet. The world is a wonderful place. Yeah.
Nature is healing.
Nature is healing.
Yeah.
Okay. Jason, that you had some thoughts about Frenchie and some of his pregame preparation. We've talked about this wild HOH this week. First off, what have you made about the Frenchie reign of terror?
That's truly what it is. It's only gotten worse. Like, we thought in the first couple of days it was bad, and it's only gotten worse since then. And we didn't think it could. So it's been pretty awful. The more and more comes out about his gameplay and even his personal life, it's gotten just worse and worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was seeing the reign of terror of the hopefully one and only Frenchie got me thinking about the premiere when he said he had this whole Big Brother notebook of strategy and things he would have done differently. It just got me thinking, like, what else is in that notebook? Like, I was thinking maybe we can bounce back some ideas of what's in there.
Yeah. So his notebook, he said that he watches the old seasons, and after it's over, he writes down what the mistakes that the players made, what he would have done differently. And I think this is fascinating. Now that we've gotten like a real inside look at how his brilliant brain works, that Jason, can you imagine any other scenarios in Big Brother history that we might be able to imagine? What has Frenchie written down in his notebook?
So, I mean, something I thought was like, steps to get on Big Brother. First, immerse yourself into the Big Brother Twitterverse. Agree with any popular opinions, even if you don't believe it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, name one of your kids after Big Brother casting producer, or will you, in parentheses and question marks, because we're not sure if you actually did or not. In all interviews and auditions, promote your wokeness.
Mm-hmm. But can you just stop down on the Robin casting? Because I had heard this anecdotally that Frenchie said he is going to name a child after Robin Cass.
He said I believe he claimed he already did.
Already did, yeah.
But then in social media pictures where he names his children, there are no cast names in those pictures.
Is there a Robin?
No.
Okay.
Listen, this wouldn't be the first time that Frenchie said he was going to do something and didn't do it. So
I promise I'm going to name this next baby. You have my word, Robin.
Wait, who's the new person doing the casting now? Is it Steve something?
I don't know. They have
not
become
whatever his name is. That's what I'm naming my next child after.
Okay.
I promise, I swear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. So yes. Okay. Okay. So go on, Jason.
All right. Another one. Always have your alliance names reference the murder and evisceration of the cute little animals that you have on your farm. Possible names: slaughterhouse and butchers. That's in his notebook. Never sleep. Remember, sleep is for the weak and will keep you focused on your goals. Also, never let your alliance members or opponents sleep either. No one sleeps until they agree to do what you want.
Yeah, Jason, I back on the East Coast, like it's been a little bit of an adjustment for me with this season of Big Brother. And so I was on Twitter this morning at like 7:00, in the morning, and I was like looking through my phone, and I'm getting like updates of Frenchie is now talking to Derek X. I'm like, what the hell? It's like 4:30, 5 a.m. now, and the guy is still awake.
He's
it's like dark
with
mode, and they're in bed, and it's like you can just see like Derek X is like just frozen, and like Frenchie's in his ear.
It's like, you will use the veto
on
Alyssa, and you will not take Kylan off the block.
This is when Derek X really needed to rip ass. Get him out of that bed.
Yeah. That would have been
just rip a little bit of ass.
He doesn't know how to use his powers quite yet.
So Jason, do you feel like that other HOHs made a mistake if they went to bed?
Well, I guess the move would be invite your person you want to, convince up to your room. Don't go down to their room. Invite them to your room.
And don't let them leave.
Yeah, exactly. Till they agree what you want to do. Like, you hear
that's how you
door
make
close,
the sale.
You hear the lock. Like, hey, so let's talk about that veto.
Yeah, keeping hostage. Great Big Brother tactic.
Yes.
Great.
Yes. Okay, go on. What else is in Frenchie's notebook?
Let's see. We got no hugging, no kissing, no cuddling, no showmances on your watch. If you see even a hint of a showmance, confront all parties and threaten eviction.
Wow. Okay.
That's great social game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Now, that if a woman in the house did say to Frenchie they wanted a showmance, are we confident he would turn it down?
From what I've heard, I don't think he would.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, he's
a man of many deals. Yeah.
He changes his tune very quickly. He was very anti meathead, straight white man, and suddenly those are his favorite people in the house.
we know he can change his opinion on something very quickly.
Yes. Yeah.
He would get into a showmance and then blame the showmance for making him turn on his wife and children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Jason, what else from the Book of Frenchie?
Always win comps. Show everyone you are a threat whenever possible, even when winning the comp has no advantage to you whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Much like the dice.
Yeah.
Yes. Do we think that in hindsight, is it wild that he didn't take that deal, knowing that what a crazy player he is?
No, the thing was just to throw that dice competition. Like, chuck those dice over that freaking wall. Like, that's what you had to do.
Yeah.
Don't try.
Seemed like a no-brainer. But for some reason that he decided to like nail it at the last second.
I think that you need to like, sort of make it look like you tried, because I think that if you obviously throw it, then it's like, okay, well, you're obviously throwing it. So it's like, it's much better to just like not do a good job and then be like, see,
okay,
I made the right decision.
Could they blame him for throwing it? Like, everyone knows that's a bad move. Like, just punt those things.
Yeah. I think you say, I was just like, I thought it was so funny. I'm just like messing with the
like,
show.
Take that,
like,
Julie.
Yeah, I knew we were alive, so I thought it'd be so funny if I was doing bad. Yeah, but doesn't seem like anybody really that like of all the things he's done this week. I feel like that's not in the like top 15 of worst moves of the week.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. Jason, anything else from Frenchie's binder?
Let's see. When you are HOH, never let anyone know your true nominations, not even the producers. Everyone loves a surprise.
Yeah. Yes. Because then they would have like the opportunity to sort of like make the episode make sense.
Right. Frenchie doesn't want that.
Keep everybody guessing.
Keep everybody on your toes.
Yeah. That's smart.
All right. And the final one I got here, remember, it's okay to bounce checks in the Big Brother house, especially in week 1, even literal seconds after you wrote said check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Frenchie might have it all figured out.
He's got it, man.
He might go on to be like the greatest Big Brother winner of all time.
Big Brother winner, AFP. He's got it all on lock.
I can't wait to see Frenchie's binder on his own gameplay. I need him to discuss.
I'm pretty sure you can just print out all the Twitter replies and mentions he's gotten since he's been in the house.
Like a scrapbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Once he reactivates his account, anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. I hope that we'll get to see Frenchie's binder on his game and everybody's game after we get through Big Brother 23. Jason, did you have any other observations about BB 23 so far?
It's been a hot mess. I feel like Frenchie's really kind of overshadowed everyone else. We have this big diversity campaign, but all we can focus on is Frenchie. So I'm hoping that gets rectified in the next week so we can get some semblance of normalcy in the Big Brother house. It was cute at first, but now it's getting a little old.
Jason, are you hoping that Frenchie leaves the house soon, or do you feel like that you just don't want to see him in power?
I would like to see what he looks like not in power. I'd like to see what he looks like nominated, because I think that would be some more fun. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't mind seeing him out next week, him being nominated. I think that's all the juice we're going to get out of that orange, seeing him nominated. Because after that, it's like, what else
orange
do we need to see?
Orange is generous. That's a lovely citrus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like third week is like, just get like let's get as much as we can out of it. I think that, I think it would be fun to have him in hot water next week, and then maybe he like wins a veto and then he's back on his own supply for just a little bit longer, and then ultimately he meets his demise in the third week, and then it's like, okay, we're ready to have that story be over and be able to.
We had a fun like pre-jury. Let's get to actual Big Brother now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Jenny, did you have anything else about BB23 that you wanted to bring up?
Well, listen, this is something that I knew about before coming into this podcast, and I wasn't sure we were going to talk about it. But the people in the chat are also mentioning it.
Yes.
Do we want to discuss that Frenchie has a tattoo on his groin area that says "Lucky You"?
Lucky
you. I wish I had known that.
Why
did you bring that up?
Listen, if I knew about it.
So can you describe this again? So this is like in his inner.
Don't describe it too specifically.
I think that let's just say when he's wearing pants, you can't see it.
Okay.
But if you pull the pants down a little bit, it's like above, you know, like when people get the tattoos, like, you know, in the underwear line area.
Yeah. Okay.
And it just simply says "Lucky you."
Lucky you. Okay.
What does this mean? Should we unpack this?
No.
Or should we leave it?
No.
Jason says no.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's enough that we know.
YOU? Not
yeah,
like,
I think
okay.
it is YOU. So
like,
is there
an old English font?
Like,
is there a question mark at the end of it though?
Here's the thing:
Like,
is I don't have a picture of it, which is probably for the best. But like, what do you think? Is this something that he's trying to say to somebody who sees him naked?
Yes.
Well, that's why I want to know if there's a question mark. Like, are you lucky seeing this? Like,
that would be great as the question mark. Lucky
I mean,
you?
Is there like I would love to come up with another definition or meaning, but I can't think of one.
Listen, he's a man that's interested in luck. You know, he loves a little. He didn't go for the gamble, but he's interested in the luck of it all.
Yeah.
Lucky you. You're taking a gamble.
How about
with
this?
him.
Is it possible that maybe as a younger man, the tattoo once said something else, and then that he wanted to change up his image and then change the letters?
Listen, the only thing I can imagine that it could have said before is "Aki you,"
Well, yeah,
which I think is a lot more.
Yeah,
appropriate.
that would work.
Yeah, could have said "F you."
Where's the F?
They change the L.
What you can do with cover up.
Yeah, Dr. Will can do amazing things, Jenny.
Yeah,
and he just gets rid of the extra. Like he just.
You could add it a
Which is
Y.
very declarative. Like that's what this is for.
So the Y goes in where the space between the K and the other Y goes.
Do our listeners have a screenshot of the Frenchie tattoo?
See, I tried to find a screenshot of it, but he must have just been talking about it because I can't find. Well,
Jason, is that in the binder anywhere?
No, I didn't see it. So you know. Yeah, I'm disgusted. Is it like
I'm disgusted.
Is it like lucky you are not seeing this, or lucky you don't have to look at this? Like, you get that erased? I don't know. It's
Derek F says that is his crush in the house.
Yeah.
Hey.
Again, everyone's got a type.
We're not going to kink shame. We're not going to kink shame.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Tattoo.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're going to shame that
thing.
tattoo. That tattoo deserves to be shamed. I'm sorry.
Are there any other late submissions from the chat of anything else? There. Puya is saying he showed and described it.
Okay.
Why would you describe to somebody?
I don't know how you describe.
I'd be like Brandon Hance in Survivor and keep that tattoo covered no matter what.
Okay. All right. Lucky tattoo artist, I guess. All right.
Like, imagine being his wife and just being like, that was a good life choice for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you have that lucky you tattoo above your genitals. That's great for me. And I'm really glad that you told everyone on national television about it. Also excellent. Thank you.
Okay. And then this is from Rachel in the chat. Says, does it say aren't me underneath it? Lucky you are.
Lucky you aren't me.
Roasted.
Yeah. Okay.
Roasted.
All right.
I don't want to think about the placement of that.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think that's a good place to stop here on the week 1 slop. Of course, if you see slop happening at any time this week, let us know. We'll get to it on next week's show. Rob has a website.com/get sloppy. Jason, anything else from Big Brother?
No, man, I think I'm good. I shared all the wisdom that I have to gain from Frenchie's notebook. So I think
yes, appreciated it. Glad you were able to jump on with us and talk it through. Let me just see if anything else. Yeah, I think we're all set for tonight. Jason, where can people keep up with you?
I'm on Twitter at JAYR1085. You can catch up with me and all my shenanigans there.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Can we talk about? Let me ask Sam. Can we talk about the next RHAP Rewind yet? we good? Are we good to go? Because it's Joe Lie, and we're going to talk about Joe Millionaire.
Ooh.
Yes. And Jason, you're going to be with us?
I shall be there talking about Joe Millionaire. And check me out. Last weekend, I was on the Wrestling Wrap Up with Matt, Mari, and Asia Welsh.
Yes.
AKA Asia Wealth.
Asia Wealth, yes. And jump off Jason. Yeah. Jenny, were you a Joe Millionaire person?
I did watch it. Yes, I did. Yeah. I did all of those shows, and I have never rewatched it though. So is there a particular episode that I should watch in preparation
I don't know. I
for
think
this?
Sam said that we found one and said that it's with Hebrew subtitles, I believe.
Okay.
Yes. So
I'm ready.
That
Get Sam to send me the link.
Been relicensed anywhere.
Okay.
Lucky you.
Lucky us.
Yes. Okay. Could that be the hashtag for this episode of the podcast?
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about this anymore after this is over. I'm scrubbing it from my mind.
Yeah. Well, what about for Jenny? What Ducky you?
Ooh, Ducky you. Like that. That's cute.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Jenny, what's next for you?
I don't know what is next for me. Just wading through this Big Brother 23 pool and doing this.
Doing the swim.
Doing the little snorkel. Yeah, no, I'm just enjoying Big Brother 23 and I don't know. I'm streaming occasionally twitch.tv/Jenny Autumn. Here and there, we had a really fun night of or afternoon, I guess, of Among Us yesterday with Puya and the crew.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Jenny Autumn, just living my life, just not letting it take over my life.
Don't let it take over your life.
I think it's very important for me and my health to just engage in the BB23, but not let it, take over. I'm not ready for a takeover.
Right. That should have been a Frenchie's Notebook. Don't let BB23 take over your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. But this has been great. I'm so happy to be a part of the first slop of the season.
Yes.
It feels like home,
Yes. Feels like every time I see you.
Every time I see the slop.
What?
I see home.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this was so great. I had a great time this afternoon. The time flew by. Thanks, everybody. This was a nice crowd who joined us live. If you're watching the replay, come on out and join us next Monday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, for another week of the Slop, where we love to get sloppy. Thank you for all your support during this Big Brother season. And of course, Taryn will be back in the morning with another live feed update, plus the BB Roundtable on Tuesday night. And I'll be back on Wednesday for another episode recap. Until then, take care, everybody, and stay sloppy. Bye.